Hey guys, this is RolloutReviews with RolloutReviews, bringing you another Let's Build. Today, we're building something a little bit different. This is the Star Wars buildable figures, General Grievous. I finally broke down and got this guy. So, I'm not the biggest fan of Star Wars in the world. I mean, I like it. I've always liked it, and I've seen all the movies, most of the shows, and, it's always been cool to me, but I don't like it as much as some of the other franchises I'm into. That said, I'm really excited for the new movie, and I do like certain portrayals of General Grievous a lot, so I decided to get this guy. On top of that, he is a biomechanical warlord from a vast fictional universe, so he's a little like Bionicle in his own right. I don't know if I'm going to get any more of these buildable figures. I thought about getting Darth Vader, but after seeing more pictures, I'm not so sure. I think the stylization of a lot of the characters with faces, I mean, there's only two at this point, but I'm not convinced by them. This guy has some stylization on him, but I really like the way they went with him, with his thinner face, more angular proportions and things. I think he looks great. But I don't know if I plan on getting any more of them. We'll decide after I see more pictures of the Force Awakens one. We've only seen the single picture of the First Order Stormtrooper, and I will probably get that one, actually, because I love the First Order Stormtrooper design. I mean, the original Stormtrooper design is okay. I do like the Clone Trooper design, maybe a little bit better, but I don't know. There is something about the First Order Stormtrooper that I just fell in love with after the first trailer. It's just sleek and streamlined with a little bit of subtle technological advancement. It's awesome. So I'll probably get that one, but we'll see. Depending on how Kylo Ren looks and how I like him when the movie comes out, I might get him, but who knows. Right now, it's just this. Also, I don't know if I plan on doing any formal review for this, any more critical review for this figure. I just planned on doing this Let's Build, showing off my first impressions, getting my first impression opinions out there in kind of a casual manner, but I'm not sure if I want to put the effort into making a more thought out review, a longer, more formal review. So I'll probably just leave it at this for all of the Star Wars buildable figures that I do end up getting. Anyway, we should probably get to opening this box up. One thing I want to do is compare this guy to Witch Doctor at the very end. He's pretty big from what I've seen in pictures, and while he's not Witch Doctor big, I don't think, Witch Doctor has almost twice the pieces that this guy does for, ironically, less price at retail. He was only $30, and this guy is $35. That's Star Wars license, though, and I guess inflation and whatever, and the toy economy, whatever. But I did want to compare this guy to Witch Doctor at the very end, so if you wanted to see something like that, stay tuned for something like that. This box is about the same size as the Mask Maker vs. Skull Grinder box. In fact, it's the exact same size. So that's interesting. Anyway, there's Grievous on the back. I really, really loved Grievous in Star Wars Clone Wars, the hand-drawn animated one. At least I think it's hand-drawn. Anyway, not the 2008 CG one, but, the animated one. He is such a badass, and he's so cool in that show, and I feel he just hasn't been as cool ever since. Anyway, let's get the bags out here. Because of that, I almost wish that instead of being tan, this guy was white, because in that show he was white. I know a lot of people wanted this set to have a cape, because, Grievous has his awesome flowing cape more often than not. Let's actually bring the camera down here before I continue talking. Yep. Gotta bring the backdrop down here so that we have room. Okie doke. Here we go. There we go. Should be good, right? That should be good. Okay. Anyway, a lot of people wanted this set to come with a bigger cape. And I'm almost glad they didn't, because I know that if they did, this guy being tan, it would be the black and red cape, but I'd really want him to have the white and red cape that he had in Star Wars Clone Wars, because again, I think Grievous has never been cooler than he was in that show. Anyway, only 3 bags here. Honestly, I was expecting a little bit more. I think this set has more pieces than Mask Maker vs. Skull Grinder. I'm not entirely sure. It's certainly not even close to the top of the list of, you know, CCBS sets with most pieces. But, like I said, from pictures I've seen, it's pretty freaking big. So I did really want to compare it to Witch Doctor, as I mentioned earlier. Anyway, let's just debag all of these parts, and then we'll take a look at some of the more notable ones. Another bag of tiny parts. I'm going to regret dumping these out along with those pins over there, but oh well. All right. Oh, and this is in a little bag. I actually don't think I'm going to take this out of the bag until I need it. I really do like the stylization of this. You know, it's a little thin, more angular, as I mentioned earlier. Did I mention that earlier? I don't know. I don't remember. But, yeah, it looks really cool. I think this looks cooler than it does in, you know, the movies or the 2008 Clone Wars show. You got these lightsaber beams, which are also very nice. You got 2 blue and 2 green, which I think is fairly accurate to what Grievous usually wielded. Nice tan shells. I know I saw some people making Pohatu mocks with these, you know, giving the Gen 2 Pohatu more tan like his original form. You have this new, like, shin armor piece here, which is also pretty cool. I don't know how reusable that is, but I definitely like the shape. You have one of the Skull Villain rib cages in gunmetal. It's cool seeing this in a solid color. Anything else? You have some of these, like, Technic panels here. You have the lightsaber hilt pieces, which are pretty generic. You know, you're not going to get any specialized lightsabers here, I don't think. At least not until Kylo Ren, I can imagine. Anything else? Anything else? Oh yeah, here's his printed chest piece there. So glad there aren't any stickers on this, so that's nice. Anyway, we should probably get to building this guy. So, like always, I have the instructions over here, and let's get started. So I got this set in downtown Disney when I was in Disneyland a little while ago here. At the time of this recording, it was just last week, but I don't know when I'm going to upload this. And if you've never been to that Lego store, it is awesome. You know, it's got these, like, Disney characters built in Lego sculptures all around the outside, including, like, Prince Philip and the Maleficent dragon right at the front fighting each other, which is just really, really cool. You know, it's in downtown Disney. You don't have to pay admission to the park to go there. So, you know, if you're in the Anaheim, California area, I definitely recommend going and taking a look at that store, because it's very cool. You know, and the Lego store on the inside is also fairly impressive. It's kind of a circular shape as opposed to the more square shape that I think most Lego stores are. So yeah, definitely recommend that. Speaking of Disney, though, you know, they have the Star Tours ride in Tomorrowland. I absolutely love that ride. And last time I was there, I rode it every single time to get all of the possible events that can happen. It's like a randomly generated ride. It's sort of like a choose your own adventure kind of thing in a way, except, I mean, of course, you as the rider have no choice in it at all. It's just sort of randomly generated events that happen, and it's really, really cool, and I rode it until I got all those events, and I love that ride so much. But they are making a new Star Wars land in a few years. It's gonna open in a few years here. I'm really excited for that as well. This is the part I was looking for. This is certainly new-ish. I don't know if this is brand new. I know somebody's going to tell me because you guys always do. And I mean, after this, I could just Google it. So by the time you tell me, I'll know. But oh well. That's kind of cool. This has been on other sets before, and this part is kind of cool as well. I mean, I remember, like, Witch Doctor has a technique to accomplish something like this in his torso before this piece existed, and, like, looking at him now, I just took him down off of the shelf to compare him to this guy, and I noticed that, and it's like, yeah, if they just made this piece sooner, it would have been a whole lot easier, and I feel that's probably the reason for his relatively large parts count, or at least one of the reasons. But this is actually really cool so far. I'm liking this build. It's got some interesting things going on to make his, like, hunched over shape. And now we're finally adding some shells on here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make more room for this guy. Because, like, at this point, all of my shelves are full. I don't even have room to put the Summer Wave skull villains on my shelves. So, yeah, I'm gonna need to get some more shelves here pretty soon. And I suppose that's that. I'm not sure I had anywhere else to go with that. I suppose I could explain what I'm going to do with my shelves, but since you haven't seen my setup, I'm not sure how helpful that would be. I'm not sure how helpful it would be anyway. I would sort of just be rambling about personal problems. A lot of people have asked for some kind of room tour, or at the very least collection tour, and since so many people have asked, you know, at least 5 or 6 at this point, I am thinking of doing something like that, so do know that something like that may come in the future. I do just want to get my new shelving space to put all of my new construction sets on display before I do anything like that. I plan on going to IKEA in the next couple of weeks at the time of this recording, so yeah, that'll give you sort of a time frame. I'm really loving this torso build. These Star Wars construction sets don't have any functions, you know, gear functions or anything like that, but that does leave room for way more sophisticated body builds, which is very impressive, you know, much more impressive than anything Hero Factory gave us, honestly. Witch Doctor is kind of the prime example of a great Hero Factory figure. I think that's like the high point of Hero Factory. So, I mean, and it happened in, like, the 3rd year, out of, how many Hero Factory years were there? 5? Yeah. So I guess, like, the halfway point, so, but yeah, that is just a great, like, Lego set, not even, you know, construction set. That's just a great buildable figure. Where is this piece I'm looking for? Here it is. I'm gonna try kind of consolidating this area here so you can see more of the pieces, because it's always fun looking for the pieces, and when I'm, you know, not being able to find one, you can look at the pile and see them for yourself and admire how much of an idiot I'm being and how blind I am. Okay, so we got this going on. Am I supposed to put the toes on now? Yes, I am. So, he's got his feet here with the toes. I wonder if this can hold a lightsaber. Because, yeah, I don't know. In Clone Wars, he holds lightsabers with his feet. I think maybe he does that in the movie. Maybe he does that in the other animated show, The Clone Wars. That's always confusing, isn't it? You got Clone Wars and The Clone Wars, which are two different things. But yeah, I mean, he's just so cool in Clone Wars. His voice is cooler, I think, than it was in the movie or the following series. Yeah, it's just the way he fights and how fast he moves around before, I guess, like his lungs are crushed by Mace Windu at the end there. Spoilers. And giving him his cough and I suppose making him weaker. But before that happens, he's just a stone cold badass and just has such an awesome fight style. But I think this is a leg. Yes, usually I build both legs at the same time, but after doubting myself on the efficiency of that method during my Toamata Nui Let's Build, I'm just going to do this the way the instructions tell me to. I really do like these pieces here. These smaller Technic shells, or not really shells, they're Technic plates. I don't know. I think most of the Star Wars sets have been using them, and I think it's a great addition. These Star Wars sets have really been kind of tying Technic into CCBS really, really well, and I definitely enjoy that. This it? Like, I think that's just the lower leg. I don't think any more shells are on there. It's a little bit skimpy, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how well it looks at the very end. So now, I need one of these and a couple of these. All right, now this is the knee armor section. Little bit more complex than that, I suppose. What else? What else can I talk about? Star Wars related here. I'm excited for the new movie. But I mean, there's so many videos analyzing practically every frame of the trailers and speculating every possible thing that could happen that I don't really have much to add. Compared to what other people have been talking about for the last year. I don't know. Kylo Ren looks pretty cool. I already talked about loving the new Stormtrooper design. BB-8 sure is a droid with a ball thing. Yep. Oh, it's got one of these things. Okay. I'm really enjoying this build, by the way. If all of the Star Wars builds are like this, then I suppose they're all fun. Because I'm having a blast with this. Honestly, more so than any of the summer sets, I'd say. It's just a little more engaging. Grievous was really, really tall in Clone Wars, and maybe it's just me, but it seems like in The Clone Wars and in Revenge of the Sith, he was way shorter compared to like a human. Because I mean, he's a big droid army commander robot guy who used to be like a humanoid something or other, some kind of warlord, and then he was, I don't know, like attacked by the Sith or something, and his ship blew up, and they saved him and turned him into a droid commander. I don't know. It's kind of actually kind of a tragic villain in a way, but oh well. He's, trained by Dooku. If only he could use the Force, but I mean, he's a robot guy. I don't know if he can't use the Force because he's a robot guy or he just can't. I mean, I don't know too much extensive Star Wars lore, if I'm honest. Just what I've seen from the shows and the movies. I haven't, read any of the comics or the books, but as I understand, those are now not canon anymore. And I think actually Clone Wars isn't canon either, but I'm gonna disregard that. Wow, whoa. I was looking at the leg and I was like, that's not too big. And then for some reason, when I attached it to the body, this guy suddenly became massive. By the way, I'm really starting to, well, I guess I appreciated them as well, but I just took some of my 2005 models off of the shelf and I was playing around with them, and I really appreciate these new style of friction extenders because the 2005 friction connectors are just awful. So, yeah, there's that. I've got to do something. Oh, the legs are exactly the same, by the way, and it just says ×2. So now I feel silly for not building them at the same time. Who's ever built this model and is watching, why didn't you tell me? Oh, wait. Anyway, let's flip back around and build the exact same thing. I do want to make sure that this is on the opposite side on the other leg, though, because I'm weird like that. But aside from that, I'm going to build them exactly the same way. So, I suppose you could fast forward through all of this. But if you got time to kill, stick around. I don't know. I might have something to say. Maybe not, but who knows. Oh, I keep forgetting to add the toes at this step. I do wish this set had better hands, not gonna lie. Like, he's got these, clawed toes, and he kind of has these, multi-fingered, clawed hands in the show, in the movies, that split in half. And like these, just connect together like this, but I don't know, it's not good enough. Again, I do kind of wish he had a cloak, but just a certain color of cloak in my, for my personal tastes. Although I know that would never happen because he's gray, or not gray. What am I talking about? He's tan, like he is in the movie and the later show, whereas he was white, as I mentioned earlier, in Clone Wars. And I prefer that because he was just cooler there. But I've said that multiple times. Nope. So, I mean, his arms are pretty simple. So once we have this leg done, it actually shouldn't be too long, I don't think. We need to find these again. Yup. Not building both the legs at the same time was definitely a mistake. But it's one that we'll get through. Together, unless you've already fast-forwarded at this point. In which case, I'm lonely. For those of you who stuck around, forever grateful. You're my true friends. Okay, alright. So we got the lower leg done, it would seem. That is a little bare bones. I'm not sure I like that. But we'll see. I mean, I'm pretty sure in the movie his lower legs weren't the most armored in the world either. So, whatever. It's not too big of a deal. By the way, I actually did miss a piece here. That's this. Why? Oh, I guess it's like the torsos, the bionicle torsos, where they just kind of put a half pin in there to guide you, to sort of say you don't want to, you know, put the feet too close together. So they put a pin there so that you just put it, you know, it's like a guiding point, I suppose. And I completely missed that. So there you go. There's that. Come on. I'm having a hard time figuring out where to put that. He is really big so far, which is a good thing. But yeah, I am going to be getting a new shelving space just for the 2015 and 2016 and, well, let's just say Gen 2 Bionicle sets. Because I have no room for those. And then the shelf that the first wave is currently on right now, I'll probably put things like this among other Lego sets. Before Bionicle, the more Bionicle Let's Builds with the 2016 Winter Wave, which at the time of this recording was recently leaked. That's what I'm talking about. And those look pretty cool. I'm really enjoying what I see for the most part as far as those go. I'm not going to talk too much about them because I figure, whatever, they'll be officially announced soon enough. So no point in talking about them when all we have is semi-blurry pictures or, you know, skewed pictures or pictures that aren't as clear as they will be when LEGO officially announces them. So I'll wait to talk about those. But they do look pretty cool. That's all I'll say about that. But yeah, I'm definitely going to need more space in my room. Oh, whoops. Forgot the knee pad assembly. Actually, that happened a couple pages ago. So, backtracking! There's a blue guy in here somewhere. There he is. He. Yep, that's right. It's a he. I do have a problem calling inanimate objects by, you know, personal association, he, she, instead of it. I remember years ago, doing beat 'em on reviews, and some people criticized me. Well, it's the internet. You come to expect this kind of thing, especially on YouTube comments. But somebody was criticizing me for calling a beat 'em on he rather than it. It's like, beat 'em on are people too. Oh well. Haters gonna hate. Alright, so now we're back where we are. Hold on, just off camera, I'm gonna put this guy up against Witch Doctor. Oh yeah, He's big. He's really big. He's Witch Doctor big, even though he doesn't have as many pieces. All right, this. How am I gonna do this? All right, I'm gonna actually put all the pieces off over here at this point, and put Grievous down here. Maybe. Actually, you know what? Man, how am I gonna do this? I'm having more trouble with this than Toa Matanui, I think. Actually, before we do what I'm gonna do, his legs actually have a little bit more support with these, like that. So we'll do the other one. And then what I'm actually gonna do is take off the legs. And set those off to the side. Because, yeah, so that'll give him more support there. Oh yeah, that's really solid. Good job. Good job, LEGO designers. You did good. All right. Pulling the legs off. Anyway, there's the leg. I know I gave a shot of it earlier, but, you know, there's that. Let me set those off to the side and bump the camera, because that's, you know, good. Just for good measure, give it a little bump. It's good for morale. And then, I just got all this, and we'll complete the torso. I keep trying to zoom out, but my camera can't zoom out anymore. All right, so all of the arms are exactly the same. I know because it tells me ×4. So let's build 4 of this little simple assembly. Just like his legs, his arms are a little bit bare bones. He does have a little bit of armor in the form of these, which actually fits really well. You know, it's the clone shin armor, but I mean, it also works fairly well for Grievous's lower arms. We're actually getting close to done here, it seems like. Where's his other hand? There it is. All right, now we got 4 of these. What do we do with them? We attach these. I actually think I was meant to attach these earlier. But doing it now won't hurt anything. And we give him 4 arms. As we should. Yep, there we go. He's a Spider-Man. And then, tells us to put this on there. I almost missed that step. I mean, I would have known. It makes sense. Then, gotta rotate these. I'm actually going to attach his arms together right now, just because, to save space. Let's see. Yeah, it does limit his shoulder articulation quite a bit when you do that. But yeah, his arms connect together like that. And I suppose I'll deal with that later. But I think you do put a pin between his hands so that they stay together. Again, I wish he had better hands. That's kind of the one thing about this. Oh well. An entirely new hand mold just for one figure does seem a little bit much. Yeah, just like I did with my Toa Matanui Let's Build, I am going to have to do a cut, pull back the camera to get this guy in frame, because he is a wee bit large. All right, what's going on here with the chest? Is this right? Yeah, I think so. Although, it does seem kind of, oh, it's because this, can you even see any of that? All right, this is actually supposed to go like that. I was like, all right, Because at first I put it on like, you know, the chest armor usually goes on like this, and it didn't seem like there was enough room. But it's because I was doing it wrong. Goes like that. Okay. Okay. Now... Oh, that's how that goes. Like that, and this becomes like his neck. That's a really cool way of doing that. Let me just bring up the camera a little bit here. There we go. Yeah, there you go. It's kind of cool. Now we give him lightsabers, and then I think that's it. No, maybe this goes on his neck to attach his head. Let me actually skip ahead because the lightsabers seem pretty straightforward. Yep. All right, this connects here like that. Now we give him lightsabers. Actually, I will disconnect the arms so that he has 4 lightsabers because that's cool. It would be awesome if you could find some way to connect the other 2 lightsabers to his hips. But oh well. Right. You get a lightsaber. You get a lightsaber. You get a lightsaber. This is trying, doing this over and over. I mean, thought building his arms 4 times was a little rough, but this is even more so. I'm actually gonna make sure the button on the lightsaber, whatever this is meant to be. I mean, it's obscure enough that it could be really anything, but I want those all lined up for some reason. Like that. So bear with me here a second. Okay, alright. Now, let's see, which colored saber goes on one? I know the green ones are across from each other. Wow, there's really only 2 extra pieces in this whole set? It's kind of hard getting my arms around this camera here, so if I bump it a couple more times, I apologize. Yeah, okay, so the green ones go here. Oh, they aren't. You know what? When I was playing with them earlier, I didn't realize they were kind of rubbery. I guess that, I mean, I don't know why I thought they'd be anything more than that, or less than that, or whatever, but there you go. All right, okay, all right, now this isn't even on camera. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is attach the legs. Ugh. Jeez. This is massively massive. All right, there he is. Here are the extra pieces. If you wanted to know, only 2 extra pieces in this entire set. But anyway, I am going to pan the camera up, and then we'll put on his head, then we'll compare him to Witch Doctor, and we'll call this a day. So not only is Grievous very tall, he's also very wide. So I'm probably going to need to put his arms together if I'm going to compare him to Witch Doctor. But let's put the final piece in place here first. Oh, this is actually plastic. Oh. Huh. I was expecting this to be rubber, actually, just like the lightsabers. But there you go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that looks That is very satisfying. This guy is worth all of the effort building him. A few ball joints here. Exposed. I mean, he is a little bit bare in a lot of places. But I mean, he is kind of a lankety robot in the movies. So, it's not too bad. I think he looks phenomenal. He's actually fairly heavy too. I mean, I feel like he doesn't have as many pieces as Witch Doctor, but he's got, you know, bigger pieces overall, maybe? I don't know, I'm looking at Witch Doctor here off to the side. I don't know. Anyway, let me actually put his arms together here. So yeah, you do this, you connect the... maybe not. Gotta line everything up here. There we go. Okay. Okay, so you can kind of use the joints in here to help get you a little more articulation with the arms. That makes sense. Oop. Do the same thing over here. Line everything up. That's kind of a pain. Getting everything lined up over here. There we go. Oop. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get used to the limitations in the shoulders here when his arms are together. There we go. Okay. All right. Nope. Oh well. Close enough. There he is. It's just two lightsabers, and you can take these. Actually, let me see if he can hold one of these with his foot. Maybe. Hold on. This seems promising. Alright, the third toe is probably gonna need to come up here. Very close. It's very close to it. Maybe I can actually do this. Hold on. Hold on. I know I didn't say I was going to do this, but you can actually kind of... I mean, you could kind of attach it to his foot like this and then pretend. You know what? That looks good. That's close enough. All right, I'm happy with that. All right, so you can hold him with his feet. You can probably get him down crawling around if you want to. So that's good. Anyway, got some extra lightsabers over here. If I do display Grievous like this, maybe I can give these to some Bionicles or something. Anyway, there's Grievous. Let's set him over here. Actually, let's set him over here and then bring in Witch Doctor. I'm going to actually bring Grievous as high up as he can go, just to compare. Witch Doctor is posed a little bit here. So, I'd say that they are about the same size, actually. Which I believe would make Grievous the second tallest CCBS set of all time. I mean, obviously Witch Doctor has him with little spikes up there. But yeah. That is not too shabby. All right. So there you go. There is General Grievous. If you made it through this video, I hope you have enjoyed. Once again, I don't think I'm going to be doing a written formal review for this guy. I'll probably just leave it with these first impressions. This gives you an idea of how he's built and what he looks like, so hopefully that's good enough. Once again, I'm not sure how many other Star Wars construction sets I'll be getting, but if I do get any more, I'll certainly do builds on those as well. Until then, that is about it, guys, and this is IX Roll It IX, signing off.